Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. It's time to check out a Kubey, man. It's been a little while since I've had a Kubey on the channel, but we're going to take a look at the Kubey Ku322. Now, this one does come to us from our good friend Casey over at Knives Fast. You might get the idea, this is kind of Knives Fast week on BigRedEDC. Taking a look at his knife. We've got a special channel chat. That's coming up. We've got this one, and also we've got the Liangma Field Duty EDC, which he's loaned us. So, yeah, that's all right, though. That's all right. But today we're definitely going to be talking about this guy. This is the Kubey Ku322, as I said. Now, there is this thing, I've heard it referred to as the budget Arius, and you'll see why. Now, the blades are similar, but that's pretty much about where it ends. Now you can see on this one, you got some G10. Obviously, you've got a little bit of wear there. Casey's been carrying his knife, of course. But it's got some decent texture on it. Really, really good grip on that G10. Now you've got open construction there, as you can see. Very good. We'll take a look at there again. Nice. We'll take a look at the milling, see if we have any weight reduction going on. Nice pocket clip. Now, this actually was a little bit of a concern for me, just because of this part right here, but we'll definitely talk about it here in a little bit. Recessed pocket clip screws. Loving it. Absolutely. Lanyard fans. Yep, and as you can see there, that pocket clip, it's not inset into the liner, but it definitely is reversible. So very cool. Right or left hand tip up carry on this one. Everything feels and seems to be chamfered pretty darn well. You know, it looks pretty good there. Check our centering out real quick. Off to the show side just a bit from the looks of it. No real issues, doesn't rub, anything like that, but it is off just a bit. Now, as you can see there, you do have a flipper tab with some jimping on it, which is done pretty darn well. Also, you have the flipper hole if you want to. Yes, it is very easeable. Man, I actually did that with some authority for once. You can flip it. You can spidey flick it. You can thumb flick it. So multiple opening options. And I tell you what, it's riding on bearings, of course. And this thing is pretty. That's not bad. Pretty darn good action. The detent feels pretty good. Now, you do have a pretty big blade on it. Yeah, once you get it going, it pops and goes. So detent's pretty good. Detent is pretty darn good. Let's take a look at the blade. Got a D2 blade there. Got a nice stone wash on it. Yes, indeed. Now, as you can see from the blade, that's where it gets its nickname, of course. Like I said, D2. I like the blade shape. Well, if you're an Arius fan, you might like the blade shape as well. Kubey name right there. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much where the similarities end. Now, up there on the spine of the blade, you do have a nice little ramp. You've got some jimping there. Man, I tell you what, that definitely works in there. Now, you do have this forward choil. Yeah, I mean, if you want to choke up, definitely trigger that flipper tab because you're going to be right up on the corner of that blade. So, I mean, you can get up there. You just have to be careful because you have no protection from the corner of that blade. There you go. You got the KB on the pivot. Yeah, I just like that action. All right, let's get some specs. We'll get some overalls, and then we'll do some size comparisons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right about 8 inches. 8 inches. Now your handle's pushing right about 4 3/4 ish, which is gonna give you about a 3 1/4 inch blade, maybe just a hair over, and then you pretty much got about a full 3, almost 3.5 on the cutting edge. So decent, good cutting edge, nice tall blade, and then let's go with your grip length. 1, 2, 3, almost 4 inches on the grip. So pretty decent grip. Oh, let's check our lockup real quick since we're sitting here. Oh, got to come out here with it. I'm seeing probably right about 50%, 45, 50% on the lockup. And yeah, that feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. All right, size comparison time. PM2, of course. Now, it's pretty much rivals the PM2 for overall length. Obviously, a much thicker handle, a little bit kind of fuller blade, but size-wise, length, pretty darn close. Of course, we're going to throw our bug out up there, because that's just what we do. Obviously, it's a much larger knife than the bug out is. But, let's get a weight. Play with the action one more time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Kubey's been, I tell you what, Kubey's been making some pretty darn good budget knives. When I say budget, you know, this thing's rolling in that $45 to $50 range, which, not bad. 4.9 ounces, does have a little bit of weight to it, or 138 grams. Now, let's check that. Weight reduction. It does have a lot of weight reduction going on, guys. So, it's a good thing it does have that weight reduction going on. You can see there, I mean, it's milled out pretty well. I mean, it's got a lot of milling going in there. So that's probably a good thing. Because if it didn't, we'd be having a pretty hefty knife on our hands. And of course, we'll check out that pocket clip. Because, well, that's just what we're going to do. I mean, yeah, it disappears. Nice. Now, the clip is a little bit longer, as you can see. And that's where I was going to mention, I think it's a good thing, because I was kind of concerned about the upturn in that. But I tell you what, man, it feels really good in hand. I mean, I can feel the clip. I know the clip is there. We'll put it that way. Do I consider it a hot spot? Not really. Not really at all. It just fits. It fits well. And I mean, it doesn't stand up real tall. It's got a little bit of height on it. This was my worry spot right here. And not so much. Honestly, it's not bad at all. It feels pretty good. As a matter of fact, I think I can feel it more back here than I can. It's just the way it fits, you know. You know, my 3 3/4 inch hand. Like I said, we've got near a 4-inch handle. So, you know, anywhere from 3 3/4 to 4 inch on the handle. So right in that general vicinity. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. 4 inch in the grip, I should say. Grip length. Not handle length, but grip length. Yeah, you know, the overall, you get quite a bit of knife. You know, like I said, it's a little bit bigger knife, sturdy, thicker, a good hefty blade on it. So that's pretty much where you're getting your weight. Your weight's coming from that blade. From what I see, thickness of the liners it's pretty much standard. I think it's just you got a tall handle, and that's would be one thing that I would. It's a tall handle. It's still you're just slightly over that 1/2 inch width. I think I measured it like 0.515, I think is what I measured it at. So if it was any thicker or any taller, it probably wouldn't feel good in my hand. I'm about at the max of how high, you know, and thick I want my knives. It's pretty much right at the top of that spectrum for me. I mean, you guys know, you know, a little bit like this, maybe a little bit thicker handle, but it's definitely not as tall, you know, or of course, I mean, you know me and my bug out. I love to carry the bug out. So, you know, obviously much thinner, smaller knife, but it feels really good in hand. It feels really good. It's built, it seems to be built really well. The action, the detent is good. Carries pretty well on those bearings. Good flipping action. Good in grip. I tell you guys, as far as other than the height of the handle and that type of thing, I really can't find anything that I don't really care for on this knife, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, you've got a good hefty blade. It fills the hand well. If you have a little bit larger hand, it's probably going to fill your hand really well, I would imagine. I can't say for sure because, well, I can only judge the size of my hand, and it feels pretty good, but I'm at the top end. I'm at the top end as far as the handle size. Pardon me. Wouldn't want that handle much bigger. Overall, guys, for what you're getting, I'm going to put it right about an 8. I think that's a good, fair, your price, $45 to $50. You're pretty much right in the range for a D2 G10 knife. Yep, that's exactly what it is, D2 G10. I know there's plenty of them out there, and, for those of you that might like the blade shape of an Arius but just can't afford one, well, okay, here you go. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't know. I hear people say budget Arius. I think it's a joke. I don't think it's, the blade shape is, but that's pretty much where it ends. So I don't really think there's anything nefarious going on there. So other than that, I think it's just a pretty darn good, and where I would term a budget knife. You know me, guys, in that 50 and lower, probably maybe 60 and lower. I do consider that a budget knife, and this one's a pretty darn good one in my mind. So I'll leave a link down below in case you guys want to check it out any further. Really appreciate you checking it out with me. Definitely appreciate KC sending us it along for us to check out. Always appreciate that, my friend. And like I said, stay tuned, guys. Tomorrow, this is going to post on Tuesday. So Wednesday morning, I'm going to have a nice long channel chat with KC talking about his knife, the Mark 51 from Tempest Knives. So make sure you guys see that. It's basically an hour and a half long review of the Mach 51, and we pretty much cover it from tip to tail. So, hope you enjoy that as well. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Till next time, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.